We are live.
Yeah, it's at 5:31.
5:31?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not bad that we're still good. Right?
BBQ, like what, is it 6 months, a year?
Yeah, it was cooked. Upstairs.
The rest is stuff like that.
Yep.
I was gonna give you a piece, but you don't listen, you don't get down.
So you should be a good boy.
That's turkey, you don't listen.
What's going on, Brandon? You mute my phone. ¿Qué pasó, Jerry? How are you, man? Wilco 1985, welcome. Don't think I've ever seen you on the channel before. Welcome. It's kind of weird how I recognize somebody new. Out of all my subscribers, I can tell when somebody new comes in. So, Corey Williams, welcome. Yo! About to try another round of tortillas. Are you making those from scratch, Jerry? Daryl Devilder. What's going on? Steve Early. Julio Velasquez. Raul Jasco. What's going on, guys? Nice, Jerry. So are you playing around with a recipe, Jerry, for the tortillas, or do you have a recipe? You know, my grandmother made some really good flour tortillas, like from scratch, and I don't think she measured anything. It was like a pinch of this and a pinch of that. And I think it's only a few ingredients. Flour. It was flour, lard. What's that lard that comes in that turquoise package, babe? Morel lard. So it was flour, lard, salt, and hot water. I think that's all it was. It was crazy. And best tortillas ever. But you used a hand mixer, okay. So one of the things that I know about making tortillas, I think that you don't want to mix it too much. Like with anything that you bake, I don't think you want to mix anything too much. I don't know why. You want to knead it a little bit, but not over mix it. So I guess something happens with the I don't know, the chemistry in the flour. I mean, I'm not a baker, but you know who is a baker is Chef Tom from All Things Barbecue. I wonder if he has a tortilla recipe, and he understands it because he went to culinary school and he used to be a baker. So I'm gonna reach out to him and ask him if he's got a tortilla recipe. Yeah, but figure it out, Jerry. You let me know what the recipe is, man. ZK, good to see you. Mark McCaleb, what's going on, man? Heard you guys got Mark. I was talking to a customer from Artesia Monday. You said you guys got a couple inches of snow, something like that? Maybe an inch? Nothing too bad, I guess. Raul, what's going on, buddy? When it comes to tortillas, I think the temp is the secret ingredient. Temp, yeah, as far as, so the way my grandmother did it, she always used, it was a flat cast iron pan, and she had it at a medium temperature. It was a big one too, because her tortillas used to be big, like 12 inches round, and they were the fluffiest things ever. she used to stack them up, and I spent a lot of time with my grandparents growing up, but she would say, "Hey, you want some tortillas?" And I would grab some butter, put it on a freshly made tortilla, flour tortilla. I was in heaven. This was back in the day when butter was butter, like real bad for you butter. Not that today's butter is any safer, but it was good stuff, man. Rodney Scott barbecue. Oh, okay. I want to go to Carolina. I really do, just to try out their barbecue because Carolina, they're big on their pork, and they're really proud of their pork. But just like the Texas brisket, there's different variations of what Texas barbecue is. I think the foundation is the same with all Texas barbecue, but there's different variations of even in Carolina, they're pulled, or they don't even call it pulled pork; they just call it barbecue. But I know Rodney Scott produces some pretty good barbecue. But I want to make a trip up there, and I want to go to Eastern Carolina, Southern Carolina, and then kind of the central area because it goes from vinegar to mustard to ketchup, and that's how crazy this Carolina barbecue is, and it's pork, it's pulled pork. Let's face it, but they are proud of that, and some people use red chili pepper flakes, and some don't, and it's all over the board. And I want to experience all three and see what the best one is. But yeah, Rodney Scott is a savage. I've seen a lot of his. He's come out a lot on TV and stuff. All right, so Jerry says he's using a recipe from Simply Mama and Judd's Barbecue. I don't like the size. Yeah, so that's. I know that's a sign when it's too elastic, Jerry. I think that's a problem. Something happened. So what happens when a tortilla is too elastic? When you cook it, it shrinks. Like you press it, like it'll go in 8 inches and it'll come out probably 6 inches because it shrunk that much. So it shouldn't be that elastic. And I'm not a tortilla expert, but I got to tell you, when my grandmother made tortillas, when she rolled it out, and I can still hear the rolling pin on the counter. Okay, that's how crazy this is. But whatever size they were, when she put them on the comal, that's the size that they were cooked. It was kind of weird. My grandma was a tortilla cooking genius. Flour, fat, salt, and water. Overworking develops gluten too much and they become chewy. So there you go, network. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Good information. Lard is a great ingredient, especially for tortillas. I think a lot of people use it for tortillas. You can use beef tallow tortillas, which is fat. It's just another form of lard. I know that, and we're going to talk about barbecue places, and what some of your guys' favorite barbecue place. I don't want to get. I mean, we can start getting into that, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. But I know that Valentina's barbecue in Austin, he uses beef tallow for his tortillas, and I got to tell you, those tortillas were fantastic. I've had them before. Use that beef tallow. Yeah, Steve, I agree. I don't make beef tallow, but because I use a lot of the fat to make sausage now that I'm making sausage, but you can cook that fat down, just slowly and end up with some really good beef tallow to make tortillas. So 1 or 2 inches of snow on Sunday. Yeah, Mark, I was talking to Eric at H&H Rentals out there. You might know who he is, Mark. But I was talking to him on the phone and sharing emails and stuff. He was telling me they got some snow up there. Anderson Smoke Show, what's going on, buddy? Bauer's barbecue butter with cinnamon and sugar on the tortilla. Bro, I thought that was a Mexican thing about, and I don't know if you're Hispanic or not, but we used to do that. That's so good, right? You know what else is good since you mentioned butter with cinnamon? So the cinnamon rolls that you buy at the store. I guess they're not Keebler. It's the Pillsbury cinnamon rolls. They come in a big one of those explosive cans that people are afraid to open. So I put those. I think that the Cinnabon, they have Cinnabon on it. So I put those in a muffin tin, and so I just stuff it in there, and I put a little pat of butter on the top, and then you put the icing on the top. Man, that's some good stuff, man. Oh man, in the morning with some coffee after breakfast or something. Whew. What's going on, Mario? Mustard and see, here's the thing, man. So Pilot, I'm going to call you Pilot. So he says mustard in Southern Carolina, but I think that there's a lot of different variations, even in Southern Carolina. You might not see it, but looking from the outside looking in, hey, get down. What are you doing up here? Sorry, my dog was in the kitchen. We don't let him in here because of his hair loss. But anyway, I see it from the outside looking into Carolina, all the different variations of your guys' barbecue. And I'm sure it's all good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking it one bit. I'm sure it's all really good. But there's so many variations. You know, that video that I had that went kind of, I don't even want to say viral, man, because viral, I consider a viral video going a million views. But that one video, let me see where it's at. I did the Texas pulled pork versus Carolina barbecue. And that one video is at almost 300,000 views. So that's my number one video. But there's people from Carolina, from North Carolina, Southern Carolina, and kind of, I guess, Central Carolina. And they all have a different recipe of what they think barbecue should be. And that's why I really want to visit Carolina, just to check out their barbecue styles for sure. Have you tried Busby's in Bandera? Never have, man. Busby's? Never have, if that's what you're saying. Bobby, what's going on? G Rich, my man. Man, G Rich just hit 100,000 subscribers. Congratulations, man. That's my goal, G Rich, man. I can't wait to hit 100,000. Congratulations. That's a huge accomplishment, man. People don't understand how difficult it is to get even where I'm at, you know. But that's awesome, man. I'm so proud of you, bro. And then, guys, if you guys aren't subbed to G Rich, man, check out his channel. He does a lot of, I don't even want to say he's from Georgia, but I don't want to say Southern food, but he cooks a lot of really good food. Steaks, pork chops, fried chicken. His chicken looks fantastic. If you're into the in kitchen cooking, man, check him out. The guy's a savage in the kitchen, man. My respects, man. He's got a lot of, you know, and he uses simple ingredients that everybody has in their cabinets. And I know that he recently organized them, but he uses real simple ingredients, nothing too crazy. So let me see. Okay, G Rich, the guy at Barbecue Pitmasters. Oh, okay. You got to get Chud's stovetop tortilla press and let us know what you think. Actually, Brandon, I've got Jerry that's in the chat. He had a buddy here in El Paso make one, and I asked him to get me one made. So, yeah, I can't wait now. Flores tortilla uses tallow. Yeah. So Bowers, if Flores, I've heard those tortillas are really good. I haven't been there, but I heard that those tortillas are really good. So if he does use beef tallow, I'm sure they're fantastic. Heim Barbecue, really, in Fort Worth. Man, I'm gonna write these down because I'm gonna be in Fort Worth here soon, doing some stuff. Well, not soon, but a few months from now, if all things go. And I want to stop by a couple of barbecue places. And I'm not talking about Franklin's or anything like that. Nothing wrong with Franklin's, but I want to stop by some new barbecue places. And if you say that's good, man, I'm gonna take your word for it. Let me see here. What was that? Heim Barbecue. Oh man, my stylus is all jacked up. I'm going to do it another way. Heim Barbecue, Fort Worth. All right. So what do you like about Heim Barbecue? What's so good there at that place? Is it brisket? What's your favorite thing to eat there? Brisket, ribs, turkey. Art Flores, welcome. Happy New Year to you and your family. Shout out from Phoenix. Thank you, Manuel Gem. I didn't live in Phoenix. I lived in Surprise, Arizona, so the West Valley, I guess you want to call it. My favorite joint would be Joe's Place. Thank you, Micah. I appreciate that. Kenneth, what's going on, man? How are you, bro? Man, I haven't seen you in a while, buddy. So I'm still trying to break 10K in almost 4 years. Man, it's a tough road, Kenneth, and you know that. This isn't easy, man. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? I think that's the saying. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But you know what? I'm not saying there's not a lot of people that work hard, because everybody works hard. Well, the people that are successful work hard. And like G Rich, it ain't easy doing what he does. I mean, I'm sure he's just cooking dinner or whatever, but he does a good job. But if you want to be successful in life, and that goes with anything, with your life or barbecue, YouTube, whatever, work hard at it, because there's a few less people that work extremely hard to be successful than there are people that are just trying to get famous or be successful by doing the minimum. Okay, so it's a little lonely up here. Although there's a lot of really good, fantastic barbecue channels, and a lot of you guys are familiar with them, and Kenneth is one of them, G Rich as well. We work hard to do this. It's not easy. It's fun for me. I love it. Okay, I love teaching people. That's kind of what I do with my job, but I love teaching people how to do certain things, so that's good stuff. Omar, I'm looking for an affordable meat grinder. Any recommendations? So Meat does have a meat grinder, and Jerry that's in the chat has one. It's a smaller version. I think it's a 0.5 horsepower, and he says it works fantastic. So check him out. It's really affordable. So obviously I've got that big. Where is it? Over here. Where's my hand? Over here. Over here. No, I want to point at it. This camera's backwards, so hang on. This one. It's hard to do when you have your arms crossed and you want to point at that meat grinder right there. See, I did it again. But yeah, check them out. They have, I think it's a 0.5 horsepower meat grinder. Jerry, if you're still in the chat, let me know about that. But yeah, Omar, check them out, man. It's good stuff. Yeah, what's going on, man? I have rubs, my friend. Oh my God, bro. How you been, bro? Good to see you, man. Let's do it, bro. Whenever you're ready. Do some hot ribs, man. Are you growing peppers again, or what's going on there, man? Oh, small town. Sorry, man. Let me see. Scroll up a bit. The guy on Barbecue Pitmasters. Have you tried Busby's? I don't know. I must have missed your question. I didn't get to it, but I'm up pretty far and I don't see a question. So if I missed it, I'm sorry. If you could re-ask it, small town. Oh yeah, I talked about that. I haven't been there in Bandera. Busby's in Bandera. I did read that comment earlier. Flores tortillas are the bomb. They use beef tallow. Very nice. Fort Worth is like an hour from me. Oh, nice, Kenneth. Kenneth, where do you live exactly? Hit me up in Fort Worth. I know the spots. I have a few. Oh, very nice, man. I'm going to check that out. My favorite videos to make are visiting barbecue joints. Heim-made bacon burnt ends popular. Ooh, very nice. I'm going to check that out. Carol Long, how are you? Omar, I've been okay. Yeah. Mario, grinding your own beef, and the thing is that you can get a select, which is your cheaper brisket. I've seen it as low as $1.89, and for ground beef, there's nothing wrong with that. Grind that stuff down, and the nice thing about it is that you know what's in it. You're not relying on, some butchers smoking cigars and cigar ashes ending up in your ground meat, or sometimes it's just not good stuff. It's slimy fat that gets ground up into burger. In the brisket, at least you can control what goes in there. It's good stuff. Have you ever passed through Pecos? Try Potty's barbecue. So I'm not too far from Pecos. Potty's, or Pody's, Podys barbecue in Pecos, or you guys call it Pecos. Nice, man. I'm gonna have to check that out. There's a place. It's like a gas station that's not too far from El Paso. Forget the name of it, but it's supposed to be pretty good. The folks at Evie Mae's Barbecue, their pit master told me about this place, and I've never been there. It's like an old gas station or something like that. Hein barbecue, bacon burnt ends and brisket. Okay, bacon burnt ends, like pork belly, or do they make bacon and then make burnt ends out of it? That's awesome, man. I got it on Facebook. Yeah, dude, Kenneth, that you would think that because you've got that Facebook page that you could really explode, but it doesn't always work that way. It's crazy. Trumpet Master, what's going on, man? Cooking with Chef and More. Hello, welcome. PJC green chili hominy. They have a really good green chili hominy for a side. Oh, who's this, PJ? That sounds good. I love green chili and I love hominy because I love pozole or menudo and stuff. But so who has that green chili hominy? 500 watt. Okay, so it's a 500 watt meat grinder for meat. So check that out. I know Jerry's pretty happy with it. Hi, it's me and William. Hello, Stephanie. On a Weber kettle brisket, fat cap up or fat cap down using a slow and sear. If you're using the slow and sear, I would say fat cap up because that's where the majority of your heat's going to be. Fat cap up. Johnny, Vito Grill, what's going on, buddy? Catch me on the route and we can make. Yeah, man. I know you're out the Northeast, bro. Let me see. B. Crockett, Derek Allen's Texas Barbecue off 8th Avenue. Where's that at, Crockett? Derek Allen's Texas Barbecue. See, these are places I've never even heard of, but you guys are all big fans about it, or of these places. You hear about, and I want to get into some of my favorite places and what I liked about them. Derek Allen's. Derek Allen's. Jeez, I can't spell right now. Texas Barbecue. Yeah, let me know where that Derek Allen's Texas Barbecue's at. Don't go. It's not all that good. Chicken was like leather. Where's this, small town? I don't like eating chicken at barbecue places anyway. I'm really not there for the chicken. Brisket was overcooked and no flavor. Best thing there was the mac and cheese. What are you talking about, small town? He came out in Barbecue Pit Masters, went against Junior Arias. What the heck? I think I already read those comments. Oh, in Fort Worth. Okay. I have a video on Derek Allen's Barbecue Breakfast. Okay. Bauer's Barbecue. I don't know if I'm even subbed to your channel, man. Let me see. Bauer's. Is it barbecue? Yeah, spelled out. Barbecue with a C. What's up? What's up with that, man? Barbecue with a C, barbecue with a Q. Anybody know why the heck that happened? Why some people spell it Barbecue with CUE. No, I'm not subscribed to your channel, but I am now. Barbecue with a C or barbecue with a Q? Isn't that kind of weird? There's got to be a reason for that. Big Rojo, what's going on, buddy? I inspired you to make pork sausage for the first time. It was awesome. Yeah, I gave some to my mom's husband, and he enjoyed them. He really liked them too. The breakfast sausage I made was really good, and I added I think it was red pepper flake to some spicy breakfast sausage. That was really good. That had some really good flavor. So yeah, I want to talk about. I mean, I've got some names of some of your favorite barbecue places, and some of them I've never heard of them. Danny Cook, Hutchins Barbecue in McKinney, Texas. Man, there's another one. I'm writing these names down because I want to. I did a tour of some places in Texas, and Hutchins Barbecue in McKinney, and I will go out of my way to, if I'm traveling somewhere, like I'll be going to Austin here pretty soon. I'll go the long way just to stop at some of these barbecue places, like La Barbacoa. I haven't been there. I want to definitely go there. Heard that's pretty good. Making bacon. I've never made bacon. I've got a pork belly in my deep freeze, and I got to do it here pretty quick. That was Buzzbees in Bandera. Okay. I can name so many. Yeah, but I know there's a lot, but which one's the best? There's a lot of barbecue places, but which ones do you guys think are the best? Little John. Here's the thing, bro. I think that every household needs a pellet smoker. Because they're so easy to use. Okay, you can set it and forget it, walk away, and let it do its own thing. Let the technology cook your food. A lot of people say, "Oh, well, these temperature swings," and they have these big gauges on their smokers, on their pellet smokers, and they have one on the left and one on the right, and they say, "Oh, I have all these temperature swings," and the left says 250 and the right says 270, and in the middle on the grade it shows 220. What's going on? This thing's crazy. People freak out. And guys, it's a pellet smoker. Pellet smokers are supposed to do that. The thing is that you'll have a sensor somewhere in that smoker where it's reading the temperature of your pit, and every other place aside from where that temperature probe is at, it's going to be a different temperature. It is. That's just the nature of a smoker. Even an offset will do that. It's not going to be the same temperature consistently throughout. It never will be. So pellet smokers, they how can I explain this? It measures a temperature, the set temperature that you want, and it goes up to that temperature. Well, obviously, because you have a fan blowing through on those pellets, and you're introducing cold air from the outside, the temperature is going to drop. Well, the controller sees, okay, well, I'm dropping to 245 now. I'm going to feed more pellets. So it might come down to 245, maybe 240, and then it might come up to, it's feeding pellets, and it might come up to 270, and then it's going to come back down and maybe go back to 240. Now, those are extreme situations, and if you open the door, it's going to go down even more. But just let the pellet smoker do its job. Leave it alone. Don't mess with it. Don't order a smoker with gauges. I mean, if you want gauges, that's up to you, but don't be so fixated on those gauges, okay? Because, again, you have a mechanical fan, or not a mechanical, an electric fan that's blowing air, introducing air into your smoker, and you're always going to have those temperature swings. I don't care what pellet smoker it is. Now, on a nice hot summer day, my pellet smoker is consistent, man, just steady Eddie all the way through because you're putting in hot air. But here's the thing, my question, there's no really right way to answer this. I think you should get both. If you can swing, you get both. But pellet smokers, I think every household should have one. But I got to tell you, there's a lot of people that get pellet smokers and say, man, this doesn't have a good smoke flavor. Then if that's your case, then get an offset smoker. Nothing replaces the flavor of an offset smoker, okay? So I don't know. I don't know what it is that you're into. If you have a very demanding job, maybe a pellet smoker would be good for you, because offset smokers, it's a learning curve. Um, and pellet smokers, the technology does the cooking for you. It does the thinking for you. It does, when do I add wood? Well, the controller takes care of that kind of stuff. So don't even worry about that. So it's up to you on what you want to do. I've got both of them. And I use them both equally. I love the flavor of an offset smoker, so I use my offset smoker even when I'm cooking a 2-pound tri-tip. That's pretty savage of me, right? But hope that answers your question. I mean, I know I went all over the place, but it all depends on what you want to do. And do you have the time to sit there and feed logs, or do you just want to put it in there and end up with a decent barbecue or some decent barbecue? Panther City in South Fort Worth. All right. I'm going to write that. Panther City Barbecue? I think I've heard that. Fort Worth. Man, and I went to Fort Worth. I've been to Fort Worth a couple of times, and I never thought about looking for barbecue places up there, honestly. But I'm sure there's some fantastic. You know what I really liked is what is that in Dallas? It's downtown Dallas. It was really good. I can't think of the name right now, but it's fantastic. So S. Littleton, I hope I answered your question, man. But feel free to ask me more questions. No legit places, no legit barbecue places around here. Savalas Barbecue. Where's that at? Big Jesse? Come to Dallas. I've been to Dallas. I've been to Hutchins, okay. Oh, Big Dip. So, guys, I've been to Pappy's Barbecue, and that is some pretty savage barbecue right there. Pappy's Barbecue, man, it's a lot like Texas barbecue. It's really good. I love their ribs, their brisket. If you make it in time and they don't run out, but they cook a lot of barbecue, and they usually have barbecue on up to the evenings and stuff. But that Pappy's Barbecue in St. Louis, I've been there probably 3 or 4 times. It is fantastic. Okay, really good barbecue. I do have a few pork belly videos, PJ. One of my favorite pork bellies is when I smoked it and sliced it. Okay, I love pork belly burnt ends, but pork belly smoked and sliced is fantastic. Kansas next week. Any suggestions for barbecue joints there? So I know that St. Louis is pretty close to Kansas. I don't know how far it is, but if you can get down to St. Louis, Pappy's is one. Kansas, I don't know. I don't think I've frequented any or been to any barbecue places in Kansas. Casual Bass Guy, what's going on, man? Mr. New Dad again. Congratulations, man. The correct spelling for barbecue, or the correct spelling barbecue, the Q is just slang for barbecue. Okay. My wife is doing great, Stephanie. Thanks for asking. Dane's Barbecue, Big Jesse. Your pellet smoker's making jerky now. Yeah, that's awesome. Let me see. Man, did I miss some questions here? Lonnie Q39 is the best in Kansas City. Very nice. Danny Lugo. Man, I got a buddy named Danny Lugo. I don't know if it's you, Danny, or not. Lonnie Cordova. Pellet grill is very similar to a thermostat in your house. Yeah, exactly. That is a very good way to look at it. So Mark's right. Like I keep our temperature right now, it's 72 degrees in here, but then it'll come down to 70 and then or 71, and the heater kicks on, right? Then it warms up the house and it comes back down. That's all it's trying to do. The same thing with a pellet smoker. Very good analogy, Mark. chilling in San Diego. Is it you, Danny Lugo, from Anthony, or you're another Danny Lugo? That's not a very popular name. Don Tony's Garage. Cold here in Wisconsin. Silverback is under the cover. Very nice. Yeah, you guys in Wisconsin, man, you guys don't play around with that stuff. With your cold weather and your snow, man, I think it's ridiculous cold. Dickey's Barbecue. Oh, really? The original location in downtown Dallas used to be fantastic. Now it's too commercial food service style. I agree with that, Steven. I used to like Dickey's Barbecue, but now it's like they pre-cook their food. And I got to tell you guys, barbecue, I'm not saying it's not good the next day, but it's not as good as when it's fresh and off the grill, right? And I hope you guys that cook barbecue understand that and know that. But Dickey's, I can tell that it's pre-cooked and it's kind of dry. So, if in the pinch, if that's all you have, and you know what? Not all Dickey's are created equal either. There's a Dickey's barbecue that I went to. Where was I in? Where the heck was I at? It was in New Mexico, and I haven't found any good barbecue in New Mexico. But this Dickey's location, it was pretty good. It was fresh. I could taste it was fresh. Panther City Barbecue, good brisket tacos, and man, anything in tacos is good, right? You can put shrimp tacos. Sure. You guys ever had tuna tacos? Man, that's savage. That's good stuff. Love your channel. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Watching from Florida. Very nice. Yes. Network Nut. The Pecan Lodge in Dallas. That was really good. Funny story is we were hungry. I was with a few of my salesmen, and we used to go to St. Louis, and that's where we fell in love with Pappy's, and we made it a tradition that every time we went to St. Louis, we would all get together and eat a Pappy's barbecue in St. Louis. It was really good. So we'd have to catch an Uber. It was, I don't know, 7, 8 of us packed in a van. It was hilarious. And we'd meet some interesting Uber drivers, and they would drop us off and pick us up. But we made it a tradition that one night when we were in St. Louis, we'd drive down to Pappy's. Well, we were in Dallas. It's been a couple years ago now, because we lost a year. Remember the COVID year? We lost it. We lost a year. It's hard to imagine that. But we were in Dallas, and we said, man, we got to stop and eat some barbecue. So I had already done my investigating in the good barbecue places near. I think we were at the Omni. Was it the Omni Hotel? And there in Dallas, by the K. Bailey Hutchinson Center. And we went out there. We had an hour and a half to get to the airport. It's like, man, let's just go. Let's go. We ate some barbecue real fast. There was a long line. We had luggage. And we really enjoyed the Pecan Lodge. Barbecue was fantastic. I bought one of their hats. It's hanging in my office. But that's some really good stuff. Cattle Lake, where's that at, Big Rome? Savalas, outside of Fort Worth. Man, there's a lot of barbecue places in Fort Worth, it sounds like. Savalas is outside Fort Worth in Grand Prairie. Okay. Best barbecues in the Rio Grande Valley. Hey, I've had fajitas down in the Rio Grande Valley, man, and you guys are savage fajita cookers. I can tell you that. St. Louis, not that close then. In my opinion, Fort Worth is the new barbecue hotspot in Texas. So many new wonderful places. Goldie's, I've heard about Goldie's too. I've heard about Goldie's barbecue. That's really good. 7 hours. Okay, so Casual Bass Guy, I mean, are there any good barbecue places up in Kansas? Yeah, Pecan Lodge. That was the one, Danny. Barbecue means better be quick, brother. Oh man, I've never been to Snows, and I know that's a legendary. I don't even want to say legendary, right? Because it's not. I don't want to say legendary, but it's really good barbecue from what I heard. Legendary, I see it as like a kind of an old barbecue joint, and I know there's a lot of old barbecue joints in um, in Austin. In fact, right down the street from Franklin Barbecue, James from the Inland McLean Smokers was telling me there's a place down there that's one of his favorite spots. That it's better than Franklin Barbecue. The best barbecue is little joints with bulletproof glass. Oh, that sucks, Troy. I've been to Chicago too, man. Had White Castle in Chicago, Giordano's Pizza. Went and watched the Cowboys whoop on the Bears a few years back. And it is cold. It was in November, and I froze my tail off, man. Smiley's Barbecue in Roanoke. Ah, Levine, Arizona. I know where that's at. Again, I lived in Surprise, Arizona, so I love Arizona, man. I know all these little small towns in Levine and some really good towns up there. Vaqueros, Texas Barbecue, and Grapevine. Big Jesse, you're naming a lot, but which one's your favorite, bro? Which one do you like? Like, if it was your last meal, what's your favorite barbecue place? That's the one I want to know. So, Casual Bass Guy said we got Humpday and Barbecue in Wichita. I don't know if it's super fresh or not. I don't eat there often. Okay. I had it at a fast food barbecue place. It was pretty decent. It wasn't anything spectacular. But by the way, if you guys aren't subbed to Casual Bass Guy's channel and you guys are into fishing, check out his channel, man. He's got a pretty savage little channel going on. He needs to be bigger, that's for sure. So check out his channel. I do have some fish cooks coming up pretty soon. I'll be doing some. I'm gonna, it's not gonna be your traditional smoked salmon or mahi mahi, just with rice and vegetables. I'm trying to think of doing something wild with these with the fish, but I got some seafood videos coming up here pretty soon. I got some fish that I ordered, and so I'll be doing some of that. Black's Barbecue in New Braunfels. That's actually on the way to San Antonio or right outside of San Antonio, so I can't wait for that. I'm going to write that one down too. Where is it at? Black's Barbecue. So I want to tell you one of the best barbecue places that I've ever been to is Valentina's Barbecue. Valentina's Barbecue in Austin. That is by far my favorite barbecue place. Okay, you saw my thumbnail to this stream. That's with Miguel. He's wearing one of my Smoky Joe's Club barbecue shirts. That guy is a solid person, man. If you guys have never been there, not only is the food good, but the environment there is fantastic. We went for breakfast a couple of times, and I was with James from Inland McLean Smokers. Dogfather was there, and we had a good old time. And I've been back there. When I was on this trip to Austin, I went 2 or 3 times to Valentina's because it's really good barbecue. The breakfast is good. The food is fantastic. The environment. Miguel, the owner, is just a solid guy, man. He's it helps that the barbecue's good, because if the barbecue isn't good, then I don't care who's running it, right? But Miguel's a solid guy, and the barbecue is delicious, the best that I've ever had. Because I'm a mesquite fan. I'm a fan of mesquite barbecue, I should say. And that barbecue at Valentina's is fantastic. It's I used to cook a lot with mesquite, and I switched to post oak. In fact, I probably burned 3 cords of wood on Pepe, my frontiersman, since I got it, and just through catering and stuff. And I love the post oak, but it had been a long time since I cooked with mesquite, and it was just a pleasant surprise to eat some mesquite smoked barbecue. It was fantastic. That's my favorite. There's a lot of other really good places. Franklin's was pretty good. I didn't care. The brisket at Franklin's was fantastic. But I think that Valentina still gets them on the brisket. The sausage I didn't like at Franklin's. The turkey was okay at Franklin's. The sides I didn't like at Franklin's. So Franklin's, it's a good place. I'm not going to say it's terrible barbecue because it's not. It's really good. But I wasn't a fan of the sides, any of the sides. But I got to meet Aaron Franklin, so it was nice to meet him. He's a little guy, especially standing next to a big guy like me. He's just a little guy, but he's friendly as all get out. He has ties to El Paso. We had a good conversation. The barbecue's not bad, okay, but I didn't like the sides. The ribs were good. The sausage was overcooked. It was. I wasn't a big fan of it, but it was good. And if I say I'm not a big fan of it, it's just didn't knock my socks off. But also Evie Mae's Barbecue in Lubbock, outside of Lubbock, that is some really good barbecue too. Their brisket is pretty savage. The ribs are fantastic. The sausage is. So there's a place here in El Paso, Desert Oak Barbecue, that has some really good sausage. And I like both sausages from Desert Oak and El Paso. And then Evie Mae's Barbecue, they were some of the best sausage I've ever had in my life. And I think I'm going to have to visit them again because I can't tell you which one's my favorite. But so Evie Mae's Barbecue, if you guys have never been there, man, they've got a good business going on there. The barbecue's fantastic. The owners are fantastic. I've been back a couple of times to meet with the owners and the pit master. He's a great guy. He shows me how he trims a brisket, and that guy's a savage to trim briskets. They make their own sausage. It's mainly beef and pork sausage, but it's really good. So Evie Mae's is another barbecue place. If you guys are ever in El Paso, definitely try Desert Oak Barbecue. He does a really good job. I tried Desert Oak Barbecue back in the day. Man, I'm behind on my chat. And the first time I wasn't really wowed by it. But then, I went back at 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 times, and I started to really like his barbecue. I'm not sure if he changed anything, but his ribs were really good, and just a good solid place. So if you guys are ever in El Paso, stop by Desert Oak. If you're ever in Lubbock, go to Evie Mae's Barbecue. Fantastic place. Valentina's in Austin. Go to Franklin's. Give it a shot. I'm not saying it's terrible. It's good stuff. Diane, what's going on, buddy? Hurtado's in Arlington. I've heard about Hurtado's. I actually had a friend that went to Hurtado's. He wasn't a really big fan of it. But again, he might have different taste buds than everybody else. But he wasn't a big fan of it. He went to Hurtado's, but I'd like to try that place too. So what region is your barbecue style in Texas? I don't know. Burnt Ends Barbecue. I don't claim to have. People say Central Texas style, and I call BS on that because here's the thing, guys. I guarantee you, I don't say that I cook Central Texas or West Texas or East Texas or South Texas barbecue. I just cook barbecue. I don't put a name on it because I'm not trying to be like anybody. Burnt Ends, if you watch my videos, you know how I barbecue. It's not, I don't want to say it's traditional Texas because it's not. A lot of times I do my own stuff. A lot of people say traditional is salt, traditional Texas is salt, pepper, and that's it. But I bend the rules and I put paprika and I put garlic powder. It's good stuff. So I don't know what style that is. I mean, it's my style, I guess, is the best way to answer that. Hey, Danny, what's going on, man? Good to see you, Danny. What the hell are you doing up there in San Diego, bro? But hope you're doing well, Danny. Hope you and Martha and Mikey are doing good, man. Good to see you, buddy. TNT barbecue. TNT barbecue in Iowa is the best barbecue. I guarantee it probably is. JB, what's going on, man? How are you, buddy? JB's Guns. He did some barbacoa. Bauer's Barbecue Valentine is my favorite. In Austin, I hate ranking barbecue joints, but Fort Worth, Dane's Barbecue is hard to beat. Yeah, I agree, Bowers. And I'm going to watch some of your videos, man. I just subscribed to your channel. I'm going to watch because I think you said you did some barbecue joint reviews and stuff. Brandon just moved to KC from Colorado. And the number of barbecue restaurants is crazy. Oh, yeah, I've been in Kansas City. Heck yeah. I mean, that's like barbecue central right there, right? You gained 20 pounds since you moved to their best selection of restaurants here. That hurts me to say because I'm from Memphis. Wow, so you're moving around. Colorado, Brandon, I've been to Colorado, and I've had some pretty good barbecue up there. Is it Owl's? What is it? I forget. Owl something barbecue in Colorado is really good. I think it's in Denver, outside of Denver. GQ Barbecue is fantastic. He's a fast casual restaurant, and he produces some really good barbecue. So GQ Barbecue, you gotta see that place. If you guys don't know who that is, Jason Ganal used to be a barbecue competition cook and did really well, and now he's got GQ Barbecue up there in Denver. Solid barbecue. He has some very creative dishes that I like. I wish. Well, sometimes I'm thankful that I don't live there because I'd probably be there every day. But he cooks some fantastic food, so check it out if you guys are ever up there too. JB, man, thanks for that super chat, buddy. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I saw your video, bro. You did a good job, man. The only thing I know that you trimmed like the cheek out of the beef cheek hunks. I like to leave some of the fat on there because it will render because you're smoking it forever, right, JB? And again, I think you did a fantastic job, dude. You were speechless when you did the taste test. But I like to leave a little bit more fat on mine than I think you did. You really did a nice job of trimming. Okay, that's a lot of work. But yeah, I'm glad you liked it, man. I like to see channels like JB Barbecue and Guns get out of that comfort zone and try something new. And he tried some barbacoa, smoked some barbacoa, and he did a really nice job. They look fantastic. You can't feed a lot of people with one cheek because you're chopping it up, and plus you're putting your salsas and maybe some veggies or tomatoes and jalapenos or pico de gallo and salsas and cheese or whatever you want to put on the barbacoa. So it can be a pretty big taco, so you don't use a whole lot of meat. You really don't need a whole lot of meat, but it's good, and you did a good job, JB. I can tell you those were fantastic. The way you did it, man, it was good. Wow. He told you can't leave. Thanks again, JB. My first time in Franklin's, he told me I can't leave Austin without visiting Valentina's. I'm grateful for. Wow, that's surprising that he would say that to you. But that's good. Maybe he likes it too. Barbecue with Rick. Rick, what's going on, buddy? Dino Dan, man, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you, man. El Paso Desert Oak loaded baked potatoes are awesome. Yes, Lonnie, good stuff, man. I actually have a video where I remade that Desert Oak. I think I called it the El Paso baked potato. That was really good. I actually used his sausage before I was making my own sausage. I went and bought some of his sausage to use in that video. It's good stuff. Yes, Arnis and Mallory at Evie Mays is fantastic. And they named the restaurant after one of their daughters. So I think that's pretty cool. And so did Valentina's. I don't know if you guys knew this, but Valentina is actually one of Miguel's daughters. On that video where I visited Valentina's when I was with James and my wife and James' wife, um, Miguel's daughter actually commented on that video. She goes, "Hey, I'm Valentina. I'm Miguel's dad, or Miguel's daughter. I'm sorry, Miguel's dad, Miguel's daughter." And I thought that was pretty cool. She saw the video. Somebody must have told her that, "Hey, this guy did a video on Valentina's. Check it out." And she commented, and I think that was pretty awesome. But yes, Arnis and Mallory are fantastic people. Really, Dan? What are you doing out here, man? Big Lee's, BBQ, Ocala, Florida. Man, I won't be going to Florida. I'm trying to. Texas is big enough for me. Can you post a StreamYard link? Braden, are you going to get on? I'm going to post it. If there's a couple of you guys who want to get on, man, come on in. But since you asked, Braden, get your butt in here, man. It's in the chat, buddy. That's right, Carlos. Chuco style barbecue, man. That's what I do, right? Greg Gonzalez, 2 a.m. I actually wanted to go there, but they were closed. I think it was on a Thursday. I think they closed Thursdays or some crazy day like that. So we didn't get a chance to go over there. You enjoy the Cali weather. Really nice. Harp Barbecue in Kansas City. Somebody was asking about that earlier. Harp Barbecue in Kansas City, they do whole hog along with the favorites. So whoever was asking, check them out. Harp Barbecue. Blevin, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you, man. You know, I think you released a video here recently. I need to watch that. I apologize, man. I've been extremely busy, but I will get to your video, man. Memphis has the worst barbecue, no disrespect. I haven't had any Memphis barbecue, man. So, you know, Thyron is a guy like me that's very simple in barbecue. I think my recipes are pretty simple, you know. I've done simple stuff like just salt, right? And I've done just salt and pepper, and I've done some crazy stuff. But, Thyron is a lot like me. He doesn't like to put a lot of sauce on his barbecue, and you guys know that I'm not a sauce fan. I'm just not. I think good barbecue does not need sauce. Now, I will have some barbecue sauce sometimes, and it's good, but normally I won't have sauce. If I'm having sauce, it's just one of those things, guys, that like I'm not a really big fan of pickles, like the whole pickles or any pickle really. But sometimes, like my wife buys these spicy pickles or whatever, and like I'm just craving it. Or like if I'm eating popcorn or whatever, I crave the pickle. I just have to be in a really good mood for it, man. If not, I'm not having it. Obviously, on ribs and stuff, I've had barbecue sauce, but I would rather eat a non-sauce rib than a sauce rib. Southern California. So there was a place that I went to in San Diego, and I don't know the name of it, but it might be Top Gun Barbecue or something like that. But they have a lot of memorabilia stuff from that movie Top Gun, and I'm thinking that's the name, Top Gun Barbecue. It's pretty good barbecue. I mean, I don't think that anything beats Texas style barbecue. I'm going to say it right now, okay? I really have a hard time believing that there's anything better than Texas barbecue. Now, Pappy's, like I said earlier, in St. Louis, that's good barbecue. That's some fantastic barbecue, in fact. But I still think that traditional Texas style, heavy on the salt, heavy on the pepper, is my favorite. I'm in Central Maine, and there ain't any, just Moe's Original Barbecue, and they're pretty good. Hey, I think I've heard of that name. No, I'm getting confused. We used to have a Moe's here in El Paso. He shut down. Okay. Oh, okay, Rick. I didn't know you did that video on Heart Barbecue. So whoever asked for the link, I just put it in the chat. Okay, so if you want to get on, get on. Central California. Yeah, do it yourself. There you go, Blevin. Yeah. Very nice, Jerry. Flour, salt, baking powder, and lard. I was hoping that they would come out larger, but they came out thicker. Yeah, they have to be so good. I think a good flour tortilla has to be really fluffy, man. It's kind of weird, Jerry. Man, and I wish I wish I would have gotten that recipe from my grandmother before she passed. But man, if you have a family member that does something good, man, get the recipe because unfortunately, we don't live forever, and they leave, and the recipes go with them sometimes, and that sucks, right? So if you can, man, reach out to them and say, "Hey, what's that recipe?" um, I heard good things about Little Miss Q. I've heard good things too there. Carlos Lucero. I've heard good things about that place. The barbecue looks good. I've seen it, and I've seen it on. I used to follow this guy on YouTube, not anymore, but he travels the world. He's an Oriental guy. He's Chinese. Mark something. But he's got family there in Phoenix, and I think they've been to that barbecue place there in Phoenix. It looks pretty dang good. I have a sauce. It's homemade. I just prefer it that way. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, you got to keep playing with it, Jerry. I think you'll get it, bro. I think if you keep playing with that recipe, man. I mean, and it's cheap. What are you investing? Flour? The most expensive thing is flour, probably. And that's super cheap, right? All right, so we got Braden behind the stage. I'm going to bring him in real quick. There you are, man. What's going on? Uh-oh. We lost Braden. He got stage fright. Bowers Barbecue, what's going on?
What's going on, Joe?
Not much, buddy. How are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. Let me know if you need reverb or anything like that. First time I've done one of these live streams.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks good. Your screen looks white. You have a white light or something?
Yeah, let me turn on this light a little bit here.
Yeah. There you go. A little better.
A little better. Good, good. This is my favorite topic, so I'm glad you're doing this stream tonight. I love talking about barbecue joints, if you couldn't tell from the chat.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I enjoy it, man. I really like, a couple of years ago, I did a tour of a few barbecue spots in Texas, and I got to tell you, we got the last day. The last day we were coming back so we went through Lubbock, and then I went all the way to Austin or Fort Worth, Austin, and came back through San Antonio and stopped by a few barbecue places, and we had barbecue almost every day.
Well, your Eddie Mays video is actually how I found your channel.
What's that?
The Eddie's Mays video you did is how I found your channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
nice.
And that led me to the Valentina's, and that led me to the James's channel, and a whole little wormhole there.
Yeah. But so we got we met up with Chef Johnny there in San Antonio. He lives outside of San Antonio, and he said, "Hey, well, let's go grab dinner." And he goes, "What do you want?" And he probably expected for me to say barbecue. You know what? My wife is tired of barbecue. We when you go to these places, it's fun to be there. So you order more than you can handle.
Yeah.
And you take a doggy bag home or two. And we were staying in hotels back then, and I'd wake up in the morning and warm some up in the microwave and stuff. And man, it got to the point where you kind of felt like, man, hey, you're eating too much barbecue, and your body's like in shock. What the heck is all this stuff?
I can only do 3 joints in a weekend, or I'm just totally beaten down by barbecue. As much as I love it, it's just too much after 3 joints, in my opinion.
Yeah. So we ended up having seafood at a place up there, and it was pretty good. But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you want to take it all in and enjoy these places, right?
Oh yeah.
But it was good, man. It was a fun little experiment that we did, and fun little tour of Texas barbecue places, and it was good, man. So I know you were throwing out some names. I mean, which one's your favorite?
And the Fort Worth area, man, Dane's barbecue is hard to beat. But there's so many great places and so many wonderful people. Like you mentioned, the biggest thing about barbecue for me is the people. And visiting the barbecue joints and the environment is just as good as the food. And Fort Worth's got so many great places. I mean, Dane's is an outdoor food park, so tons of space. There's bands, there's a bar,
Oh,
absolutely amazing ribs, some of the best ribs I've ever had. Then you have places like Panther City, which is more of the Tex-Mex barbecue, kind of like Valentina's. We have your brisket tacos, your brisket elotes. They have pork belly jalapeno poppers that are phenomenal. Really good spot.
did you say?
Pork belly jalapeno poppers.
Oh wow,
Yeah, Panther. It's like
that sounds good.
it's kind of but stuff you're getting from there. But then they have good deals. Like the brisket tacos are like $3, so that's a great deal. And they're huge. I mean, one person would be tough to put down more than 2 tacos.
And Danes is in Fort Worth.
Yeah, Dane's is downtown Fort Worth.
Okay, got it.
Video last month from there. If you want to check that out, you could tell by the look of my face in that video that I was blown away by the barbecue because it was just so damn good.
I'm gonna check out that video, man. I can't wait. Actually, I can't wait to watch it. I'll watch it tonight. But hey, we got Braden. Braden's back. What's going on, Braden?
Not much.
Did you have any barbecue questions, Braden?
No.
No, just hanging out.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. But so I can't wait to watch that video. And if I'm ever in that area in Fort Worth, I'm definitely gonna watch that or stop by.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, like I said, if you come to Fort Worth, you have to hit me up. So I'll definitely show you the spots. There's at least good 10 spots in the Fort Worth area that I would suggest. It's a big scene now. I mean, there's so many barbecue joints that's come out the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
DFW is kind of a wasteland for barbecue, but the last 2 to 3 years, they've really upped their game. I'm thankful being in the Dallas Fort Worth area for that because I was driving to Austin all the time.
Yeah. Well, Braden, we can see your headphones. Are you somebody we know? Or you just want to hop on the chat?
Hop on.
Oh, I got you. Somebody's playing a joke on me, man. That's what it sounds like. What's going on, Dino Dan?
What's up, Joe?
Not much, buddy. How are you, man?
I'm pretty good, man.
Awesome.
So
What
I wanted to chime in a little bit on this California thing because I seen one of your other people asking about it. I think it was who was it asking about California?
Somebody was asking about
Anyhow,
barbecue
especially
places.
in the LA area, what's become really popular are these pop-ups.
Uh-huh.
Most of them are trying to mimic, Central Texas barbecue because that's the big thing. And so these pop-ups, you find them on Instagram and stuff like that. And they're mostly at these little breweries that are really big right now here in California. And they pop up there on a Saturday or a Sunday, and in 2 or 3 hours sell out of the food they're selling and stuff. There's been some really popular ones come through. You've seen them probably on Food Network and stuff like that, all over YouTube, Instagram. And then a couple of them have jumped to the next level where they opened up restaurants.
Yeah.
Heritage Barbecue in Southern Orange County. They were doing that similar thing, and then they just opened up a restaurant not too long ago in San Clemente, I believe. But there's some other ones in LA. I think the name was Trudy's. Started in someone's backyard, basically. Had a line going out their driveway every weekend to get this, Texas barbecue. And with that, like the marketing or the market for these offset style pits, these 500-gallon offset style pits, are through the roof here in Southern California. It's like opened up a whole nother industry for these fabricators to come through building these, Texas style pits out of these reclaimed tanks. I'm sure you guys are very familiar with them.
Yeah. It's, they're getting $10,000 for a 500-gallon smoker.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And you know what, Dan? These people, I mean, I don't know what some of these popular smoker builders are getting for a 500-gallon or even a 1,000-gallon, but they can't be paying more than $500 for those tanks.
If you can find them, they're hard to find these days.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why is because they're so popular right now. All these builders, they're like 3, 4, 5 months out.
Yeah.
If you're lucky. It's pretty crazy. But with that, it's brought exceptionally well barbecue to this area.
Yeah.
That, our traditional style barbecue is grilling, Santa Maria style grilling or stuff like that, So with that, it's brought the level of barbecue in LA, Orange County, and surrounding areas. It's like, it makes all these other places that have been around for years,
Mm-hmm.
and it just makes their food, not very good. Like it's really stepped up the game, like, and you don't even want to go to like a Lucille's or Famous Dave's or anything like that anymore. It's like nobody wants to do that. They just want to go get that pop-up food.
And the pop-ups can turn into a brick and mortar as well. That's how, like Zavala's and Grand Prairie start off as a pop-up, as well as Danes in Fort Worth was a pop-up, both using 500-gallon smokers they got from AJ's Custom Smokers out of Fort Worth, or Grapevine.
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of, so I know Evie Mays, there were a pop-up on a trailer. Desert Oak Barbecue here in El Paso, there were a pop-up. Franklin Barbecue was a pop-up. I'm not sure about Valentina's, the whole history behind him. I mean, I talked to Miguel for a long time, but I'm not sure if he had a pop-up kind of a trailer deal.
I want to say he had a taco food truck before the barbecue food truck.
Like
Big Jesse's saying Moose. I think it's called Moose Craft Barbecue. They're another big one out of LA that's very popular. You got some in Oakland. Same thing in Oakland. There's I forget that guy's name, but it's like a weed you want, it just sprouts like crazy, and just brings great barbecue, There was one in LA that started as a pop-up, and they got a location and like a permanent location style. Because in LA, you can't get a permit to cook on an offset cooker. Like it's impossible. Yeah, with all the health codes and everything,
Proposition
porn. There
65,
you go.
I think, known to cause cancer there in California.
Yeah, right, Mike?
So a lot of these LA guys, they have to kind of find creative ways to cook, or use their offsets. You know, they have to find creative ways to do it. And so there was one that kind of opened my eyes to it. It was called Pearls, and it was in LA, and that was kind of the first Texas style barbecue I had. And they had some management problems, and they were kind of inconsistent, but I had a good run there, and then a not so good run there, and then they ended up getting, because of the management stuff, they ended up going under. But yeah.
So do you do any of these pop-ups, Dan, or no?
No, I did one once, kind of more of, I just set up outside of a little dive bar, and sold food one night, and just realized that wasn't what I wanted to do.
So what
Not really.
happened?
Huh?
Why were you turned off by it? What's the deal there?
Well, for me, it was we brought out a lot of food, and maybe it's a wrong setting. Maybe a dive bar wasn't the best location. A lot of different things, but I don't know. I didn't like the style. I would give it a run at like a brewery type of situation, but not at a bar again.
I
But
want to do that so bad. I want to do a pop-up, man. Like, I want to take my frontiersman on the trailer and spend the night in the parking lot and advertise it and cook some brisket and, do some plates and sandwiches with brisket and pulled pork and just keep it simple and just to see how it goes. I mean, but I want to do it with people that are passionate about barbecue too, like Jerry, Jerry that's in the chat. I bring him with me to help me out, obviously. But that would be fun.
I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I really
I
want
just
to
worry about regulations and things of that nature on those pop-ups. I know a lot of people kind of go rogue and do it on their own, but I'm too scared to do stuff like that.
That's where I'm kind of nervous about that. I mean, because I don't have a business license to go out and do that. But you know what?
right.
Here's the thing: is that these cops have bigger things to go after. Man, it's like we're not dealing drugs. We're not. We're just having some fun with barbecue, man.
It's pretty addictive.
What's that?
Barbecue is pretty addictive.
It is.
Maybe not be a drug, but it's addictive.
Yeah, but I would really love to do that, man. And I've got friends that have businesses. I could ask them, hey, can I pull up into your parking lot one weekend and just sell some barbecue, And that sounds like it would be a lot of fun.
And a lot of barbecue joints around here are actually willing to let you use their joint on an off day. In fact, that's how Goldie started off in Fort Worth. They would do pop-ups at Zavala's in Grand Prairie. And they would just take over their kitchen on a Sunday afternoon and cook barbecue and put on Instagram, hey, we're in the Zavala's kitchen, come check us out. And, a year later, they had their own joint. So that was a pretty good story about people working together.
Yeah.
I've tried to do that. I've tried to hook up with a place that's not open on the weekends or something like that, like a sandwich shop. It's just hard to get people to realize the concept.
Yeah.
Here, at least.
Rick's right. Most cities or the government, the local government, the health department or whatever, they're off on the weekends. They're not out there on the weekends. But that's when people go rogue and taco trucks and, it's like, hey, they're not working on the weekends, man. Let's go sell some tacos this weekend or some corn in the cup or whatever, So, yeah, I'd like to do that one day. Just do a little pop-up, man. But I am going to visit some of these barbecue places, I've got I've got a smoker being built. I'm not gonna say from who or from where,
Oh
but
man, I was going to hear.
Come on, you've been teasing us about that for a while, Joe.
well, that's another smoker I got coming too. That one's on its way. But I've got one that's being built, and I've got to go pick it up. But it'll be a few months. But I want to when I go pick up this pit, I'm definitely going to go and try some barbecue at some of these places. You know.
My interest is
Are
peaked.
you going back to Kansas?
No.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Are you
No.
taking the trip back to Kansas? That's it.
Let me guess. Is it going to be orange? Yeah, Troy. I got to stop, man. Like Mike said, it's an addiction.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, I could do that, Carlos. I could probably get away with doing something like that too. That's crazy. So Mike, so you've mentioned a few barbecue places. What's your all-time favorite? Like,
Man, that's so hard. I've spent the last 6 years traveling literally the United States eating at different barbecue joints because I think that helps my home cooking, you know? You learn different things from different places. But, top to bottom, menu wise, it probably would have to be Evie Mae's because they may not have the best meat out of everything they serve there, but it's always top five, right? So, they have maybe top three brisket, top two pulled pork, one sausage or whatever the case may be. Top to bottom, from sides, desserts to meats, and the environment, it's hard to beat Evie Mae's. It really is.
that is crazy. I mean, if you want a key lime pie after you eat your barbecue, or apple pie, or
Their Texas sheet cake is my addiction when I go there.
dude, yeah,
Sheet cake is everywhere, but something about theirs is so good after eating some barbecue.
yeah, the way you lay everything out, free beer. Uh, a lot of barbecue places have free beer, and I don't know the whole thing behind that. Maybe they don't have to have a liquor license because they're not selling it if they're just giving it away. Maybe I don't know.
And they're getting beer sponsorship too, where a beer company will bring in the beer to them, and it's kind of a joint marketing deal.
Yeah, but I agree. I mean, Evie Mae's is fantastic, man.
And I'm on board with your opinion of Valentina's as well. It's just special there. The atmosphere, the homemade tortillas, and it's the perfect, like you said, the mesquite smoke is different from every place else you're going to find in Austin. That on a fresh tortilla with their simple, not even avocado, not even guacamole, it's smashed avocado. It's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I made the real deal Holyfield breakfast taco.
Yes, it's so good,
dude. I smoked I mean, this is how savage it is. I mean, I wanted to duplicate that taco so bad,
and you can't. It's hard.
but I smoked a brisket for 8 hours to make a freaking taco.
Yeah, I saw that video.
That was the whole reason for the brisket cook, just to make the taco. And I got to tell you, man, with the bacon and the egg in there and the salsa, the fresh salsas that I made, man,
it's a whole other level. When I go to Austin, even if I'm eating at every barbecue joint on a tour, I always go to Valentina's. It's always my only repeat when I go to Austin is Valentina's.
Right. And it'll be my if I'm ever in Austin again, I'm definitely going to go.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I guess it was the end of 2019. I had some friends flying from Italy and wanted me to take them on a barbecue tour. And we went to Franklin, we went to Snow's, went to Louis Mueller, Valentina's, and they all talk about Valentina's. Just that place is special. Nothing. I guess the other places, they're all great and special in their own right too. But
yeah, anybody that's on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube?
Am I?
No, your friends that came down from Italy.
Oh yeah. I forget their names now. I know their names, but I don't remember their Instagram names.
Was it Fausto?
Fausto is a friend of theirs. Fausto didn't come this time, but I know Fausto. They're also friends with Mauro or Max from Texarkana Barbecue.
Okay. Yeah.
They have a competition team in there called Torino Ribs, but Marco is the guy I've known forever that flew in, and Texas barbecue has taken over Italy big time. Those guys will pay thousands of dollars to ship, post stoke over there. It's insane, but they're very passionate.
Yeah, so Fausto, when he came down, he reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'm going to be down in Texas." And he did a tour of barbecue places in Texas, and then I don't know if he drove or flew up to Kansas. And it was at the same time I was in Kansas picking up frontiersmen. It was last year. No shit, it's been. Good Lord, I forget about. We lost a year, 2020. So, I think it was 2019. It was 2019.
Yeah, because he came to the States as soon as my friends flew out. He tried to come in at the same time and couldn't do it.
Yeah. So he reached out to me on Instagram and said, "Hey, I'm picking up a smoker, or I'm ordering a smoker from Yoder Smokers or something like that." He ended up getting a couple of them now.
He got a nice one too.
Yeah. And he said, "Hey, can you get me hooked up with a tour there?" And I had, Joe Phillips, the co-founder of Yoder Smokers, sitting right next to me when I'm reading the message, and I said, "Hey, there's this Italian guy that's coming from Italy. He's in Texas, and he wants a tour, man." He goes, "Hell yeah, have him give him my phone number."
I saw those pictures.
Yeah, he said, "Give him my phone number, have him call me," because and Fausto's a great guy. He ended up getting I think it's a Cimarron, if I'm not mistaken. And he's got a flat top
package too, I believe.
What's that?
I think he got the off-road package too. He got big tires on his.
Yeah, he got a flat top, and then now I think he just got a 640. So he's got what I've got, pretty much, except for the frontiersman.
I don't even want to know what the shipping is over there.
Oh, can you imagine, dude?
Yeah.
To Italy, it's bad enough here in the States.
This guy costs more than the smoker does.
Yeah. I mean, my frontiersman weighs over 3,000 pounds.
Yeah.
I ship a 20-pound anything in the U.S. and it hurts my pocketbook. Can you imagine 3,000 pounds?
Funny story with the shipping delays over Christmas. I ordered some rubs from a place 40 miles from me. Took 10 days to get here. Then I shipped those rubs to my friends in Italy. Took them 48 hours.
What?
But it was $50, but it got there in 48 hours.
Wow, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
I always got to eat very expensive freight charges getting smokers shipped here to California. It's no fun.
Yeah.
Hey, so Dan, when you went live a couple of weeks ago, you were talking about that Santa Maria grill that you have.
Yeah.
How much did you say you paid for that thing?
That one cost me $350.
I can't believe that, dude.
You think that's a lot? $350, yeah.
That's cheap.
Oh, you think that's cheap? It's so hard to tell.
Yeah, Santa Maria, they're expensive.
Oh,
around here in Texas, anyway.
So that's that one's only 24 by 20 is the cooking surface. And yeah, that was $350. Then I paid another $50 to get the grate where I don't cook on the bottom of it. So I have another grate on the inside. So I put the wood on top of that. That's made by Santa Maria Barbecue Outfitters out of Santa Maria. And Costco carries those. I know they've been around here. They actually carry the bigger one cheaper than what I paid for my smaller one. Costco carries them. And they carry I think it's 24 by 30 model for $2.99. It's got two side shelves. It doesn't have that bottom grate, but it's got two cutting board side shelves. And they're really nice built. They're really nice built. Yeah, a lot of the smaller manufacturer guys for that size, they want at least $500 for it.
Wow.
on their website, I believe that grill that I got, the 24 by 20, is $350. I think it's $350 or $399
Yeah, man.
on the actual Santa Maria Barbecue Outfitters website.
Hey, so what? I mean, didn't you make a Santa Maria or have a Santa Maria attachment made for your flat top?
Yes, so I still have that. That's in my trailer. I
thought Yoder may have sent some hitman to take care of you for posting that video. I was like,
right?
why is he not cooked on that thing since he posted that video? That was pretty savage, dude. Like, it was kind of incognito. Hey, here's the Santa Maria on the flat top. You featured it, and I haven't seen it since. I was like, freaking Yoder sent out some hitmen to take care of Dan's grill. They recoated it or melted it down into something else.
No, I've used it a few times. I mainly got it because I cook a lot at my church, and that grill stays in my trailer with my Pits and Spits pellet smoker at my church for anything I do over there.
Oh, okay.
Well, 2020, most of our church functions, didn't happen. So I didn't get to cook very much on it.
I like what you did on that flat top, dude.
Yeah, that thing is great.
I'll have to watch that video. I'm kind of curious how a Santa Maria on a flat top would work. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, my buddy custom built it and just made it work. And it's nice.
Santa Maria cooking's a lot of fun. I just got one of those Gabby's grills from my Weber, and I love that thing.
Yeah. I had him build me a little one for a PK I had, and it was just a one-off. He built it. He had originally said if he got some interest, he would build more, but then for whatever reason, he never.
I've seen them pop up on my PK Facebook page. I see a lot of folks.
Yeah, so the guy I sold it to is a good friend of mine here. He's a little bit north of me in LA. Mm-hmm. And then now somebody else on the PK site has started making them.
For the PK? For the PK? I mean, that's kind of small.
Yeah, it's just it just sits right on top of the PK.
And it'll also fit on those little park grills you see at lakes and parks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you could take them out there as well.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, I that's very fun cooking. I don't know, that kind of cooking is really fun. I don't know why, but it's cool to be active like that.
So your buddy that made that Santa Maria for the flat top, I mean, was that just a one-off deal, or is he making them now, or what's that deal?
No, he's not making them. He just said he just made it for me. He's a really good friend of mine, and he don't even want me to put his information out there.
Hell no! He built that thing and went into hiding. Dude, you can't do that, Dan.
Right?
I like that, man. I really like that. I saw it and I was like, holy cow, I need that. It's so cool.
And I had been thinking about it. I'd actually asked somebody else to build it for me first. And the guy said yes. We had an appointment for me to drop it off. And then he put me off. And I had dealt with him for one other thing where he also did kind of the similar thing. So I just told him, you know what? I'm just going to go somewhere else, get it done. So my buddy was like, because he was just finishing up his own Santa Maria at the time, freestanding one. And he's like, dude, I could do that. It's going to take me a few weeks, but I'll do it for you.
Right.
You just need to drop off the Yoder. And so I said, well, I'll pay you what I was going to pay the other guy if you want the money. And he's like, yeah, he said, just pay for materials. But, I paid him what I was going to pay the other guy.
Yeah. Carlos, yeah, I've been to Pecan Lodge and it was really good. Really good barbecue, man. I've heard a lot about it, and I said I've got to try it, and I was pretty happy with it. It's good barbecue. It's not like commercialized or anything like that. Um, it is I don't want to say it's a fancy barbecue place, but it's not like Valentina's. But
It used to be though. They started off as a pop up in the Dallas Farmers Market. They got really popular after diners, drive-ins, and dives, and that's when they moved to that big building you most likely went to.
Yeah,
It's good stuff. I enjoy it.
it's a nice place. I mean, I like the barbecue. I mean, it was good.
Yeah.
It's good barbecue. It's not bad. It's good barbecue.
So Texas Monthly used to do these pop-up dinners called Behind the Pits. And I went to the one at Pecan Lodge where they cooked off-menu items. They had quail, and
Oh, wow.
salmon, and a special beef rib. It was one of the best barbecue meals I've ever had. I only wish they did on the everyday menu because I don't like salmon. But that was some good stuff. It was really good.
Yeah, I like it. I like it when these barbecue places do that kind of stuff. Um, I know that Valentina does that a lot. Baby, can you feed Ranger, Mama? Valentina does that a lot. They have like special featured items, and they, they might do it in the morning or for lunch or whatever. And when it's out, it's not going to come back for another month or a couple of weeks or whatever they do. But it's pretty neat. I like that that they do that.
So the first Monday or the first weekend in May in Tyler, Texas, is the Red Dirt Barbecue and Music Festival, and they invite pitmasters from all over the state to come out there and let them cook whatever they want to. Some of these barbecue festivals, they say we want you to cook, these items. Red Dirt, they give them free range, and they come up with some creative meals. It's an amazing time. Probably my favorite barbecue event of the year. Sadly, we didn't have it last year, but I'm looking forward to hopefully being able to do it this year. Fingers crossed. Even if they move it back to October or something.
Yeah, and I hope things get back to normal, some kind of normal, so that we can do this stuff again. Because we're kind of, and I mean, it's been a curse and a blessing. Obviously, I think it's more of a curse than a blessing. I would trade getting rid of Corona for the 30,000 subscribers that I gained in 1 year. I would trade that in a heartbeat, because the subscribers mean the world to me, but obviously this pandemic is hurting everybody. So
Yeah.
it's been good that way for me, but it's a bad situation. Hopefully things get back to some kind of normal. We get control of this, and we can get out to start visiting some of these barbecue places, because I got 4 weeks of vacation coming up next month. I get 4 more weeks, and I want to burn them and do something, not burn them.
Exactly right. I had so much time built up, and it's like I'm anxious to burn through that time and visit some barbecue joints and some friends and family and start living life again.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man.
So
go ahead, Dan.
Mario from the chat was saying about the Santa Maria grills over here in Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp. I don't know if you guys use OfferUp app, but you can find those Santa Maria grills where they cut a barrel in half and then they build the Santa Maria grill on top of that. You can find those over here for anywhere from $250 to $400, depending on size. Like any day of the week. A lot of these guys that weld out of their backyards, that's what they do. That's what they make, and they sell them all the time like that. I don't know if that's a thing where you guys are, but it's just
starting to. We
55-gallon barrel.
Much around here, but you're starting to see a whole lot more of those Santa Marias pop up.
So, Mike, are you familiar with Robbie from El Rey Smokers that was up there in Fort Worth?
Yes, I almost bought one. He doesn't make them anymore, as far as I know. He may start back, but I reached out to him earlier in 2020. I found a good El Rey for very cheap. I reached out to him to see if it was legit. And he helped me out a lot. I decided to go another route, but they're excellent smokers.
They're fantastic smokers. Yeah.
I
I found one on Facebook Marketplace. This guy was selling one on a trailer. Beautiful. This guy was a competition cook, and he had retired and didn't have time to do it anymore. And he was selling it for like $5,000.
Oh wow!
California. And I was like, shit. I said, I'll drive to California to pick that thing up for $5,000.
Yeah,
You know,
I've
but
cooked on them before, and they're easy to run.
yeah, real easy to run, and it produces really good barbecue.
It does.
Yeah,
In fact,
it's a lot like my Frontiersman. I can turn my Frontiersman into an El Rey if I wanted to by taking all the tuning plates off
yeah,
and cooking on it like an open pit. Open meaning that there's no tuning plates on the bottom.
exactly. Yeah.
And it does that smoker. I don't know which way I like it better. I like having the tuning plates in there because I can play around with the temperatures a little bit more. But when I take all the tuning plates out, like whenever I clean it, I leave them out and cook like that for a couple of months, and then I end up putting them back on.
Okay.
But both ways, I mean, I love that Frontiersman with or without the tuning plates. It's a cooking savage, man. It's just amazing. Yeah.
Those El Rays, Matt Pittman at Meat Church has a couple, and they're pretty nice as well. Every one I've cooked on has been absolutely a dream.
So mine was like Cosmos Q has one, and mine was like Cosmos. Mine was a little bit bigger than Cosmos, but it was the exact same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And I sold that, and my wife said, "Don't sell it." And I said, "No, I'm going to sell it because what am I going to do with two giant smokers?" And you know, I wish I wouldn't have sold it, but it is what it is.
That's me. My biggest problem is I buy cookers, I'll cook on them for about a year, then I want to try something new, and then I'll sell one. I was like, man, why did I sell that? I enjoyed that. But I always like to try something new.
You know, and I'm the same way. I'm the same way. My wife calls me a hobby jumper, but I'd like to do that. I'd love to. I mean, I'm never going to sell my Frontiersman. Never. Never going to sell. Well, I don't want to say I'm never going to sell my 640, but if I sell my 640 pellet grill,
and that's my next pellet grill, I think, is the 640.
Yeah, if I sell the 640, it's going to be for a bigger, maybe a 1500 or a Cimarron pellet.
Yeah.
That's the only way that I'll get rid of that 640 is if I'm upgrading to a bigger pellet smoker. And I almost did. I almost did, man. And I said, no, I don't want another pellet smoker.
Yeah. Well, you said it best earlier that every household needs one, and I totally agree with that. It's not my favorite thing to cook on, but I'll never go without one now.
Yeah, I love cooking on it, man. Like some things just come out pretty savage on that thing. But I wish I could smoke at a lower temperature on my 640, and I can't. I mean, the lowest I think I could go is like 190, just because that's just the way they're made. But I need something that smokes at a lot lower temperature for sausages, and I've got something coming. So, Dan, there you go. Another one on you, Dan.
Oh, boy. I know what I want it to be, but I don't know if you would buy that.
What is it?
That meat locker by Pits and Spits. I don't know if you've seen that meat locker they make.
Yeah.
It's a pellet smoker, vertical. It's a sausage cooking machine.
So, Dan, you run an offset smoker before, right?
Yeah, I've had a reverse flow and then I've had a regular flow. I've had them both.
And Mike, is that something? I mean, I'm again, you're new to me, but do you cook on an offset smoker?
So yeah, I have a Shirley Fabrication, the 24 by 36 reverse flow smoker. I got that back in August, so I'm still kind of new to it. But that's the offset I use. I have that. I have a Rectech Bullseye, a PK grill. And
man, they make some beautiful offsets.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I never cooked on reverse flow, and honestly, I was kind of afraid to because most here in Texas is traditional offset. And then I went to Heavy Mace, and they only cook on reverse flows. Like, I love the barbecue here, so I'm gonna go with it. And that surely was the best bang for my buck, really.
And that
You know,
that smoker, I've
go ahead.
almost bought that smoker twice.
I lucked out. The wait list for this model is about 8 to 9 weeks. And they posted on
Yeah.
Facebook they had an extra one coming to Texas, and I raised my
Yeah.
hand and said, "I'll take it." And I waited a week and a half. And got
Every
my smoker.
time the Kevin, the guy that runs the
Kevin's the one who delivered
transportation
it.
company, every
Yeah.
time he says, "All right, I'm coming to California in 5 weeks, 6 weeks. You better get in your orders."
He's the one who hooked me up with the quick turn
I'm on the
time.
phone, like I gotta stop myself. Yeah, those I've been wanting to pull the trigger. My problem is I just don't have no room for an offset.
This has got a pretty small footprint. I have a couple of videos on my channel if you want to check it out. It doesn't take up a lot of room. I built a small little slab to put it on in my backyard because my backyard I really don't have a patio space for it, so I had to build something and it worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it. That's part of the reason why I got the smoker as well, because they had a small footprint. Like cabinet style, you have a lot of space to cook on as well. So
I like those cabinet style smokers. There's some nice ones out there, but I'm gonna try. I mean, I'm sure I can run my frontiersman at a really low temperature. Like the temperature I'm trying to get to is probably 140 to 150 degrees. I'm sure I can do it. I mean, I just got to use half the charcoal I normally use to start it, and then I'm gonna have to split my splits in half, or probably in half if they're small enough. If they're big, I split them into 3 or 4 and just control the temperature that way.
Would a big water pan help with that as well?
What's that?
What about a water pan? Would that help keep the temps down?
I think that would right up against the coming out of the firebox. I think that would help. But I'm going to make some sausages this weekend, and I want to. I'm going to leave a lot of them raw, but I want to smoke some and vacuum seal them smoked. But I want them to smoke in that 140 to 150 degree temperature for a while. Obviously, I'll be using some curing salt because they're going to be smoking at that temperature for so long. But I think I can do it. I've never cooked on my frontiersman or an offset, for that matter, at that low of a temperature. But I think I can accomplish that. Just really control it.
So when you do your sausage, Joe, and you do your initial smoke on them, I hear, I don't know if this is true or gospel or what, but your original smoke, you bring them up to a certain temperature, and then you ice shock them, and then you bring them back up when you want to serve them, or you bring them back up if you're serving them that same day. Is that pretty much how you do it?
Yeah. So like these sausages that I'm making, it's going to be a jalapeno cheddar sausage. I'm going to get some good smoke on them. They're going to turn a nice kind of a mahogany color. You want to smoke them at 140 to 150, and then slowly bring up the temperature a little bit. And you want to, it's pork on the inside, obviously. So you want to get, if you can smoke them to 145 is safe to eat pork. But I'm going to take them probably to 155 and then shock them, like stop the cooking process in a ice bath. So technically, that sausage is cooked. Okay, so you can slice it up and eat it with crackers if you wanted to. Or what I'm going to do is I'm going to freeze them, vacuum seal them, and freeze them. So if I ever want one, all I got to do is bring it up to temperature and eat it. But that's what you want to use. You're stopping the cooking process, and technically, if you wanted to grill them, say on a PK grill or whatever, they're already cooked, so you're just going to go out there and warm them up a little bit, toast them up a little bit. You can do it on your stove. But yeah, that's what I want to do with some of these, and I'll freeze some, and I sell a lot of the sausages too.
Nice.
But this is going to be a small batch for us, So. Let me answer this question here. So, what steak burner do you recommend for a guy who is who just has a pellet smoker now and wants to make a jump to the stick burner. Well, here's the thing. I like to buy things once. Okay. Now, it all depends if you're serious about smoking and what you want to do in the long run. Are you going to get serious? Are you just doing this for your house? Once in a while, or are you doing it every weekend? If you're doing it a lot and you're wanting to start a business or do catering business or whatever, get a good offset smoker. And obviously, Yoder smokers is who I push, and I believe in the Yoder smoker. But there's a lot of other brands out there. I don't talk bad about any smokers, but if you can swing a Yoder, definitely get it. But there's also smokers at Academy Sports sells the Old Pecos, I think is what they call them. That's a decent
Old Country.
Old Country, yeah.
Brazos, I think it's called the Brazos.
Yes, those are really good. It's not cheap and it's not really expensive. It's kind of that middle of the line.
Yeah.
But they're built pretty nice.
The Pecos is 3/16 and the Brazos is a 1/4 inch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't get one of those cheap Chinese offset Walmart or Lowe's specials because you will regret it. Okay. So if you can afford a Yoder, buy a Yoder. If you don't have the budget for a Yoder offset, then I would recommend those ones from Academy Sports, those Old Country pits, I think is what they call them, because they're built solid. You can test drive them, meaning that you can sit there and open the doors and find the one that you like the wells on.
Yeah, they're very inconsistent. You would definitely want to put your hands on one before you buy it.
Yeah, and and bring it home and start working on it. But again, if you can swing a high quality smoker like a Yoder, I would definitely go for that. So,
and YouTube is your friend.
Yep. YouTube is the best teacher out there.
Yep.
Yoder Kingman does have the heat management system. I'm not sure I like it. So the tuning plates, guys, you definitely want to cook fat cap down because that's where your heat's coming from. If you take them off, now your heat's going to be coming from the top. I don't know if you can remove them on the Kingman. I think you can. If you can remove them, try it. That's the beautiful thing about being able to remove them. And if you like it, start cooking without them. Again, you're taking the tuning plates off, so now your heat's going to come from the top over your food and out the stack instead of going to the bottom of the tuning plates. So take them off, Big Dip Smoke. If you can take them off, try it and see if you like it. I
think he said it's one big plate.
Oh, it's one big plate?
It's one big plate on that smoker.
Oh, I got you. And it might be welded in place if it is.
I see in the chat he asked about that Brazos being a good weekend cooker. I think that'd be a great weekend cooker.
We got a mystery guest.
Uh-oh.
Squirrel.
Hey, fellas. How's it going?
What's up, Hobo?
No, Hobo's over in Keith's chat.
This is what I did to some people when they go live, man, and I'm finally getting.
Is this D's nuts? Is that D's nuts?
No, you had cooking with Corey, cooking some D's nuts the other night.
The meth addicted squirrel? Seen on Live PD?
Yeah, he's got the squirrel here.
You know who doesn't? Who makes that rub called These Nuts?
Meat Church.
Yeah.
Meat Church. Hey,
Is
so,
it Meat
have
Church?
you ever had These Nuts on cream cheese? Okay, so he can't remove his tuning plate, he says. So take it out, man. Take it out and try to cook. Try to cook without it. I think you'll like it. What's going on, CJ? You're welcome. So what's going on, Squirrel?
Yeah, I think there's 2 plates in that.
And okay, on the Kingman, yeah, I'm not familiar with it, but some of the old, even the old frontiersmen's, the tuning plates were welded in place, like you couldn't take them off. So now, and they're heavy, man. They are extremely heavy to get them out. I mean, they're in sections, but they're hard to. I mean, it's not hard to get out, but it's work to get them out. So, how do you know so much about squirrels and yoders? Squirrel?
Well, a lot of my friends, other squirrels, have been cooked up by the odors.
Oh, really? You've had friends that are being cooked up in yoders?
Yeah, they got those pellet smokers.
Yeah.
It cooks up my friends.
Yeah.
You see CJ's in the chat. Hey, Shane's in the chat. I see that.
Yeah, CJ's in the chat. Yeah.
Yes, it's Mario. What's going on, Mario?
Is this man? It sounds like Shane.
No, Shane's in the chat.
Shane's in the chat. So, what is your name? Is your name Ezekiel? What's up, Hobo?
Hey, Hope. Hey, Hope.
Kent's in the chat. So who is it? I wonder.
What's going on,
How do
Kent?
you hear that voice? Are you obviously you're into barbecue because you know people? I think it's Hobo, man. Now he's in the chat.
Is pecan your favorite wood to smoke on, Squirrel?
I like all kinds of wood. I
feel like this is that mass show where the people are singing, but they're dressed up.
Yeah.
Oh, you see, this guy Joe. Sometimes he likes to go in his squirrel.
You know, it sounds like Russell.
Oh, no way. Oh, you hoser. No, I'm not from Canada, eh?
All right, it's not Hobo.
What's going on here?
I don't know. Bro.
I feel like you might be being invaded by another live stream.
I don't know.
But I don't know who this squirrel guy is, but I give zero credit that it's me.
We'll talk at the same time, Hobo. Ready? Say 1, 2, 3 with me. 1, 2, 3. You're supposed to say it with me.
Yeah, but if I pre-recorded this, then I couldn't do that, squirrel.
That's true.
Wow, this is amazing how fast we're doing this.
This is amazing how fast we're doing this.
That is Shane, man. That's Shane.
All right, Joe. So I'm going to give you that one.
So I'm going to give you that one.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
I'm wrong?
You're
You're
okay. So I know one side of the coin, and now I'm telling you the other side.
I'm telling you the other side of the coin.
Is it Josh?
Is it Josh?
It might be Josh, but it's
It
not
might be Josh. Yeah, I don't know.
No, he's got a raspy voice, dude. I think it's Russell.
Oh, no way. No Canada, eh?
No Canada, eh? Do you know who Russell is, Squirrel?
I do. He's got no special features.
Holy cow, he does know Russell.
This is so fucking great to me because I'm living both sides of this thing.
Dude, who is it? Okay, hang on. I know who it is.
You knew
Is
that
it-
7 times ago, though.
Huh?
You knew that 7 times ago.
I know. Hang on. What's his name?
Kent Vanderweerd?
No, it's not. It's not Kent. It's Dad Cooks or what's his name?
Top 5 answers on the board. Everybody on the board is wrong.
I don't know. I give up. But at first I thought it was Russell. At first I thought it was you, Hobo. Initially I thought it was you. I said that's Hobo.
Well, just try to think of the different channels you might have done this on.
This guy talks really fast.
I'm gonna bounce, gentlemen. Good talking with you guys.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Hey.
Dan. I didn't mean to.
No, you're good. You're good, Squirrel. I think.
I'm just hopping in for a minute.
You guys have a good afternoon. Good night, actually.
See you, Dan. Have a good one.
Dad Incredible, I think is his name.
Yeah.
That's what squirrels do. They come in for a nut, and it's not Dad Incredible.
Really?
Really?
All right. Squirrel, what state do you live in? And
The
don't say
United States.
I live in the inspired state.
Inspired state?
I'm inspired all the time. So I'm always in an inspired state.
Man, it sounds like Shane.
You're wrong for the third time of the same name, and it's not fucking Ricer.
Somebody said Ricer too. Gotta be
It's
Ricer.
the same shit that went on a week ago. Of it's everybody goes Ricer.
You know what? It might be Ricer, man, because this guy kind of talks fast like Ricer.
It's not Ricer.
No, it ain't Racer. I don't live up in Minnesota or wherever.
Eh?
Eh? It's where they film Fargo.
What the heck, dude? This guy is better than me. He's beating me at my game.
I'm just thinking Squirrel might want to bounce off here and leave you mind fucked, and I'm not going to tell you who it is.
Ever?
It's probably best.
Well, I guess you could, I don't know.
I don't know. This guy sounds Canadian, dude.
Canadian bacon's not real bacon.
It's Russell.
It's not. Same thing that I said when I was on other people's channels and I knew what was going on. I give honest answers of who it is and who it's not.
I want to
I
say
have
it's
no reason to lie here. What are you eating, Joe?
All right, guys. I think I got
Tahini.
I'm gonna bounce, guys.
All right, Russell.
No, it's not Russell.
It's not Russell, Joe. I promise you.
Well, talk more. Can you sing us a song?
Yeah, I want to hear a song.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday
This should be a hint.
to you.
It's not Johnny Mags because there's no accent in that voice.
Well, there was no accent in the original Squirrel's voice either.
Hey.
This guy's still singing, bro. I don't know. I give up, man. That's hilarious, though, and I won't be able to sleep tonight. Thank you.
There we go.
Shitting me.
I would have never guessed.
I'm disappointed that Rob fucking let it out. He should have ran that for like a couple of weeks.
I would have never guessed
I
Rob.
would have guessed that.
Shitting me.
Now, had it been a duck, I'd have thought Rob, but not a squirrel.
That is hilarious, bro.
Well, I had to get you back, man.
You got me because I couldn't figure you out. I thought it was Russell for the longest time, and I was like, Russell has special features, so it's got to be somebody like in the barbecue community. You did a great Russell, by the way,
Oh, thank you.
Mr. Homeowner. Bobby, you should have said something.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, man. Well, guys, I was just gonna get off, and because I've been on for 2 hours now. But
We've been over on Keith's channel, and Rob's like, I got to go fuck with Joe. And I'm like, and I told Keith, I'm like, I was doing the volume of him in the beginning, and I'm like, I got to jump over there because I'm getting called out as me.
you guys like call each other and say, okay, Rob, practice. Let me hear it because I want to make sure that Joe's not gonna figure this shit out.
No, he was all on his own. I just hopped over when I heard, I think it's Hobo. And I'm like, okay, Keith, I got to bounce real quick. I'll be back in a second.
That's hilarious. Well, I'm going to cut the chat. Mike, it was good hanging with you.
Hey, you too, Joe. I appreciate you having me on, man.
What's going on, Mike?
Well, it was good to have you for a few minutes. You guys have a good night. And thanks for joining in the chat, guys. See you next week.
Good night.
Hey, see you, Joe.
See ya.